Good afternoon, preppers. Welcome to Goshen Prepping. A major cut, hemorrhage, injury. It's something obviously you may have to take care of if there's no more doctors, ambulances, hospitals, and we're talking about obviously a crap hits the fan situation. And I always recommend you try to work with like butterflies or an Israeli dressing or something like that. But there's a reason we have sutures in medicine. And the sutures are all about making it so that area stays closed to prevent further infection. Now, here's a quick disclaimer. If there are doctors and hospitals and everything exists, that's the way you need to go. This video is intended, if those places do not exist anymore, do not do this at home. So how do you suture? My eldest daughter, who's just graduating, by the way, with her bachelor's degree in creative writing and literature, I love her to death. She always wants these really cool prepping things. And she's like, Dad, I want to be able to actually get a suture set. And I was like, how cool. So by the way, you can actually watch our family on our family channel called Goshenstead. There's a link for it right below if you want to see basically more in depth of how our family does things. But anyways, long story short, she wanted a suture set. So I ordered her one. And honestly, I haven't opened this up. I don't know what's in here. But I will tell you this, that when it comes to Amazon, and I'll put a link for this below, they can't tell you, oh, look, here's a suture set for you. They always call it a suture practice kit, because you want to be able to practice with it. And there are things in here to practice as well. And again, I always recommend, especially if you haven't done suturing before, to find an alternate means, again, like a butterfly or something like that, or some kind of dressing on there. I actually have videos. In fact, I'll link one after this to be able to tell you the best way to do these things. But being able to suture and the skills that go along with it, obviously can be very handy. So let's check it out. We'll take a few minutes and see if it's actually worthwhile. All right, the first thing we see is this little kit here. And I'm sure this actually has some scalpel blades and stuff in there. And, oh yeah, well, it does have a scalpel in here. It actually has some forceps, some tweezers, and it has a stainless steel scalpel here. In my kit, I actually like keeping a lot of disposable ones, but I have some of these too. And that way you can sterilize it. I probably should put a video out on sterilization, by the way, because it's actually a little bit more difficult than people think it is. Because when we talk about disease, it can stay in your instruments unless you actually sterilize your instruments. And of course, you don't want to pass things down to the next patient. Okay, here we go. Here's the good stuff that's really going to make it very handy for you. Here's your suture pocket guide. On here, it talks about the different types of sutures available, why you would use them. Here's the non-absorbable sutures. The timing guide tells you as far as like what kind of, how long you're going to keep the sutures on. It's really funny for being a practice kit. You know what I mean? And on the back, it shows you some different types of techniques of doing it and explains what you want to look at for skin closure. This is gold right here. So having this in the kit, obviously it's being sold to help people out who want to do a suture on their own, but they call it a practice kit so they can't be held liable. I'll say that too. Don't do this. Okay, so when it comes to sutures, they put all kinds of different blends in there. Here's some silk braided sutures, polypropylene sutures, excellent. We have some, polyester braided sutures. Don't tell my daughter I'm dropping this stuff all over the floor. We have non-monofilament sutures, basically everything you need. And in addition, on the bottom, besides thank you for a business card, they have a whole bunch of disposable scalpel blades. So the one scalpel handle I showed you, you basically open this up, don't take it out, but hook it to the scalpel handle itself before you take the wrapper off. And there's a whole bunch of those in here as well. Okay, now the coolest thing about this, and this is actually where it truly does make it a practice kit. It has inside this a piece of foam rubber. Here we go. And it actually has a whole bunch of different types of possible cuts you would see on a person. So let's say right here, we have a big cut. I'll open this one up. We have a big cut here, help. How would you suture this up? And so you can basically take some of these practice sutures in there, put it through, and in essence, follow the guidelines on the card so you can actually learn how to do different types of cuts and stuff and puncture wounds and everything so you can sew it up. So again, here's another video afterwards. Again, I'll put a link below if you want to buy this one, but here's another link for the video, this video right here, if you actually want to see some of the different things I actually have in my kit to be able to do this too. I hope this helps, and we'll put more videos out like this for you. Just put it in the comments below if you like this kind of thing. Thanks for watching.